got a pal, a real pal, who's been a pal to me. In time of grief and trouble, he's as happy as can be. Some time ago last winter, I had what they call the flu. And Jim, my pal of years gone by, came round to pull me through. He looked at me and sighed and said, it's all up, that is clear. And he looked at me again and said, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. He said, you don't half look bad, you don't. I said, who do? He said, you don't. I said, I do. He said, yes, you do, you don't. And he said, you won't live long, you won't. I said, who won't? He said, you won't. I said, I won't. He said, you won't. I said, why? I said, what makes you say so? He said, say so, I should say so. It's £1,000 to 1 you're going to die. Well, you might last out till Sunday, but you can't live over Monday. So I think I'd better go now. I said, aye. I bought a car the other day for £1, 2 and 3 to take the missus and the kids one fine day to the sea. Well, we've all been trying to start it. We've twisted and we've twirled. In less than half the time, we could have travelled around the world. So I advertised to sell it, and a fellow called today. You know, like to see the car. I said, oh, well, here we are, and say. Now, that ain't half a car, that ain't. He said, which ain't? I said, that ain't. He said, that ain't. I said, yes, it is, it ain't. I said, but be careful when you try her. She's a flyer. If you buy her, you've a bargain. You can take the tip from me. He said, what makes you say so? I said, say so, I should say so. That's a real car. You'll have no cause for growls. He said, you don't seem to get me, so I'll tell you if you'll let me. I want it for a hen house for the fowls. I tried to separate two women who were fighting in the street. I got between them and said, girls, do try and be discreet. A policeman came. They both escaped. He said, come on with me. He said, you caused the row. I said, me? How? He said, come on, we'll see. So I went before the magistrate, and he fined me 20 bob. I said, how much? He said, £1. I said, I'll have some job. I said, I can't pay it, Governor. He said, who can't? I said, I can't. He said, you can't. I said, yes, I can, I can't. He said, oh, well, that alters my decision, and you must go to prison, and for 14 days you won't come out, you shan't. I said, what makes you say so? He said, say so, I should say so. He said, it took me years to start that little spree. One was my wife's mother. It was a dead cert on the other. Now all through you, she's back and lives with me.
Since I bought a portable wireless set, I'm losing my reason. I'm mad. I'm insane. The announcer announces further outlook unsettled, and tonight he'll announce it again. I want the news, and the kids want the jazz. The lodger wants peace, so he gives it the razz. The one thing that pleases and puts us all right is good night, everybody. Good night. I went to a pal's house last Saturday night. He's Irish and proud, and he's fond of a fight. They switched on the wireless, a talk on home rule. My pal got excited and couldn't keep cool. The speaker said something he didn't agree. Lashed out at the wireless, missed it, and hit me. Then the voice said, now Mr. Snowden will recite. I said, good night, everybody, good night. Everyone says that old England's in need of a real British fighter of championship breed. Well, I wasn't going to see old England stuck. I said, I'll have a go to get her out of the ruck. They said, you'll fight Carnera, so go in and win. To the thousands of people who were all listening in, the announcer announced Carnera's led with the right. Good night, everybody, good night. Once on a trip round the world as a foreman, I stopped at the city of Salt with a Mormon. Now, they're the fellows who live decent lives. They know how to argue. They've got hundreds of wives. Although Salt Lake is the name of the city they've got, you can take it from me, they're mustard, they're hot. Just fancy each evening, what a bit of all right. saying, "Good night, everybody, good night." I went to a theatre a short while ago. There were 17 murders all in the same show. I sat in the gallery all on my own. There were 2 in the stalls, just as 3 were alone. Well, you'd have thought 17 murders for anyone plenty. But the villain said, "Curse it, I'll make it 20. I said, 2 in the stalls and me make it right. Good night, everybody, good night.